wearing the Super Jagunda headphones today, which means I can hear you from space. I can hear you all in the back of the room, so if you're breathing, I will know about it. Working. My coffee's over there. It's not a good way to start things. Always gotta have your coffee. I tried a new place today. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I guess we'll find out. 1, 2, 3. Got it! What is up, everybody? Welcome to the GCTV Robservation, episode 3. It's good to see all of you back again. For those of you who don't know what the Robservation is, this is a tiny little sliver of my spat out in word form into a camera so that you guys can watch and enjoy and respond and comment and have a dialogue with me about video game related you-know-what's-its. Take you-know-what's-its and put in word that. Anyway, so, I was having a couple of issues trying to figure out what to talk about for this Robservation because right now it's Thursday, this is going to go up Friday, end of the year is Sunday, and then we got a whole new show on Monday, which is going to be more about leading into 2017. And I was thinking, there is a lot of stuff that happened in 2016, and not all of it is really all that wonderful or lovely or tugging at the heartstrings, whatever. But the truth is, I say this with a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of reticence and reluctance in my voice to say it, but gamers get a bad rap. And I think this is something that I've dealt with for a long time. In fact, I got into an argument with a good friend of mine last night about esports and video games and are they sports, are they not sports? And all of this stuff sort of fed back into a bigger topic of the games industry has a lot of people and a lot of things that go on in it that can look to the outside world, the people who don't play video games, like sort of fucked up stuff. And this year was no exception. I mean, there were stories, which I'm not going to go into. I'm going to link a Eurogamer.net article down below that sort of gives you the big overview of the stories of the year. I was desperate, absolutely desperate to try to find stuff from 2016 that was a positive gamer story, because it just, in my own opinion and in my own goings on talking to gamers and developers and things like that, I tend to think that gamers are pretty fucking awesome people, and that, I always seem to have a good rapport with gamers on Twitch and on YouTube and at conventions and things like that. There just were people that were tuned into a medium in a different way from a lot of people. And in fact, one of the conversations I had with my buddies last night, who a couple of them have been on some of the Game Crashers shows, is that people who don't get games really don't have a set of skills that gamers have. So it's not even like, you can't really bring in non-gamers and go like, here, I'm gonna sit you down and show you how a game works, because they just don't have the vocabulary or the skill set or the technical wherewithal to A, want to figure it out, and B, to observe, and there's just a mechanical aspect of it that is just lost on people who don't play video games. So when you see news stories surrounding video games and it's like, oh, this YouTuber scandal and this gaming scandal and the gambling scandal that happened between CSGO and other people, and the stuff going on with Oculus and Palmer Luckey and all this other shit, and then everybody, sort of looking at it like, man, the games industry is kind of fucking weird. I definitely get this feeling that the games industry, because it's a young industry, because the people in it are very, very, that's my phone going off. Twitter, thank you for Twitter things. I'll get back to that in a minute. It's a technical industry, it's an emotional industry, it's a creative industry, it's an entertainment industry, it's an outspoken industry, it's a rabidly protective of itself industry on multiple levels, almost more so than movies. It's just hard to try to defend it sometimes, and it's hard to stand up for it because the good, the bad, they all get wrapped up together, and it's hard to separate the two when you're trying to say, well, games are this and people are this, and people have, an emotional core and they want to say and do things. And at the end of the day, it just becomes like, well, you know what? I like it. You don't. Fine. That's whatever. But the truth is that there were good things that happened in video games this year. There are good people in the video game industry, and there is a lot to be positive about. It just is harder to, it seems like this year it was really hard to find some of those things. And there was one story that I saw last night. For anybody who doesn't know, Carrie Fisher died, and then her mother, Debbie Reynolds, also passed away yesterday, and my heartfelt condolences go out to the families and the family members and the relatives and the friends of those who both knew and loved Carrie Fisher and her mother. It's just a sad story all the way around. And the thing that relates it to video games without any, more mulling about it, it's just this is a hard story to talk about because I have a lot of emotions about this one. I'm going to link this video down in the description below. But a bunch of people got together in Star Wars: The Old Republic and came around this one character's avatar. Somebody made a Leia Organa avatar in Star Wars: The Old Republic and went to the family Organa mansion in the game and stood out front as sort of a monument honoring both the character that Carrie Fisher played and the actress and the person. And people came out to that spot and basically paid their respects. Now, I know what people are going to say, like, yes, there's a moment in this where the skeptic in me goes, well, how about the people who were being jerks? Because in MMOs, there's always people who are being jerks. There's always general chat. There's always those people that screw it up for the people who are trying to be serious about it and respectful and nice and everything. That I could not gauge from the video, but the thing that I took away from it is that a lot of people came out, gathered together, they walked through the mansion, they knelt in front of the avatar, they applauded, they cheered, and the whole time I was thinking to myself, this is an amazing way for people to pay their respects. It really felt genuine to me, and the video really made it seem really great, and just like in a moment of such gut-wrenching, because it's the whole situation is just so sad. It's just such an unfortunate thing. She passed away because of a heart attack, and then Debbie Reynolds, which her mother passed away because of a stroke, which can only be, you can only assume that the grief was just overwhelming for her. For people to go out of their way and do this, I thought was really genuine and really touching and really beautiful. And I think something that should be, that people who play video games and people who respect people in pop culture and people who respect each other and human beings and know and understand that a loss, like for one, is a loss for many. When Robin Williams passed away, World of Warcraft players wanted to honor him by putting some kind of character in World of Warcraft because he loved World of Warcraft. He loved games. He named his daughter Zelda. He made videos with his daughter about the 3DS, and it seemed like only a smart thing to do to honor a man who felt so passionate about video games, to honor him in kind. And World of Warcraft and Blizzard did that in such a beautiful gesture of putting the genie from the magic lamp in Aladdin in World of Warcraft. I thought that was as equally touching. And I think those tributes done well put the industry in such a better light than people normally see this industry in, through the scandals, through the way companies treat their employees, the way gamers treat each other. It's really important to look at when gamers and people who support this industry do things to pay respects and be respectful of another, and hold each other's hands when everybody's experiencing sort of a painful, sad moment in time. Because it's, again, the things that keep us human, the things that keep us emotional, the things that link us to something bigger than ourselves are things to be celebrated and respected and appreciated and honored. It's a hard thing to talk about because on one hand, part of me is like, video games are video games. They shouldn't be, they're a form of entertainment, and it's important to hold them on their own merits and not hold them up to this, this sort of, not make video games, this platform that it's not necessarily designed to be. But I think the thing that I took away from this Star Wars: The Old Republic story is that the humanity level of people who play video games should be heralded and should be held to a high standard, because for all of us who play video games, being good people is equally as important, I think. And I could be wrong about that, but that's just my observation on this cast. And I think in addition to being good people, the one big story that is a universal good news story from 2016 for games, charity events that people have been conducting on Twitch and on YouTube surrounding games, using games as a force for good, either doing stuff for Extra Life, for, AGDQ and SG Summer Games, the SGDQ for Project Water, I think is the name of it. I do want to say is like AGDQ is coming up in January and they've raised like $8 million. Extra Life this year raised $8 million by itself. Just all the people playing across tons of different Twitch channels, doing stuff on YouTube, doing stuff off stream. And those charities are amazing. And it's video games used for a great purpose. And I think it's one of those things that video gamers who love this industry should hold close and mention to other people and say, video games can be used for good. And the video games industry, while at crazy, bonkers, absolutely nuts at times, there's a good heart to this industry and the people who love it and support it and work in it and want to do good things with it. And I think the Robservation for this week is all about supporting good causes and heralding and honoring good people and making the gaming space a positive, inclusive, open, fun, exciting, and engaging place to be in. That is what I hope our goal was in 2016, and that's what I hope our goal will be in 2017, because the truth is, the more that we can do to make this industry support the people who love it and support other people who, ask for a little bit of help, look for a little bit of love, want for a little bit of joy and inclusion and respect. This industry can be that and absolutely has every ability to be that. And I want for it to just grow and become something that stands for good. I know there are a lot of people who are not for or against, or who aren't one or the other. Some people just want games to be games. And I totally understand that. Fundamentally, I get that without a doubt, because again, games are escapism. It's a way to move away from other things that might be bothering you, dragging you through the muck and the mire, and just have some escapism. But with that being said, I think this industry can be a force for awesomeness and good and heart and inclusion and love and emotionality. That's not a word. Emotional support. If not the games themselves, then the gamers and the people who are in it, and those who want to stand with other gamers and say, this is a good thing. Let's do this good thing together. I say every year, Extra Life is one of the greatest things that I get to do as a Twitch personality, as a YouTube video maker, as somebody who appreciates games and wants to help people. I think Extra Life is a great way to do that. And I think, it's one of those stories you take away from this year and you go, that was a really good thing. The video game community got out in force and did something awesome. And I love being able to say that. I love being able to say amazing, wonderful, good things about an industry that I have a huge personal connection with. And I think that's going to do it for this Robservation. I know this one is particularly hard because I really only want to say good things, and I really want these to be positive, and I really want this sort of to be an uplifting video at the end of the year to sort of say, like, 2016 was a rough year, but let's make 2017 really great, but also 2016 was fucking awesome, let's make 2017 even greater. And so I kind of want to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think about the good that was done in video games this year, and also sort of the strange fucking shit that happened? I would love to hear what you guys think about this, and I would also love to know what your opinions are for 2016 and for 2017, and what you think, how you think games will evolve, or perhaps maybe not evolve in the year and years to come. So with that, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of The Robservation. If you guys want to let me know anything that you guys got to say about this, opinions, queries, questions, anecdotes, fun stories, shenanigans, all that good stuff, hit up the comments section down below. I was reading some of the comments from the previous Robservations, and I really appreciate that stuff. Also, I would love to know what you guys want to hear me talk about on future episodes of The Robservation. There'll be a new episode every Monday and Friday. So if you guys want to let me know what you would like to see on this channel, on this show, and right here in the new year, be sure to hit up that comment section down below. Also, you guys can find out everything we're doing with the links down in the description. There are links to Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and a whole bunch of other sections. I did those slow because last time I had some trouble editing them all in. And with that, that's gonna do it for this episode. Yeah. And that's going to do it for this episode of The Raw Observation. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked this episode, please be sure to click that like button. If you like what we're doing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, you guys know the motto. Keep playing those video games. Stay safe, everybody. Be good to each other. I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday, and I will see you on the next Random Cast. Till then, peace out, friends. I could just sit here in front of this thing and go like, let me tell you a story, kids. That wasn't creepy or nothing, right? Yeah, it's perfect. Actually, we're going to bring this in a little bit. We'll bring this in a little bit close. That's too close. That's too close. Back it up a little bit.